Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're going to start a new series here on Mama's Basement today. I've been sitting on NBA 2K21 for a little while now, maybe a month or so, and I've been looking for a slider set that I like, and I finally found one. If you want to try it out, look up username Schnaidt1. It's SCHNAIDT1. His slider set is awesome. I love it. And so that is what I'm going with. And we're going to do a Charlotte Hornets My League. And we're going to start things out here against the New Orleans Pelicans on the road. The Pels have already played a game. They are 0-1. We are at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. Face Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans. So I've done NBA 2K series before on the channel with varying degrees of success. They've always started out really good, but they've kind of failed for one big reason, and it's because I have been absolutely super stubborn about playing every single bloody game of an 82 game season, and that's just the way I am. But that being said, my time has stretched very thin these days, being a father of 2 kids under the age of 2. And so I realized, finally, the necessary evil of simming games. So, I promise you, in this series, we are going to get through several seasons, and we're going to do it in a way that, as a user, I can affect the series still, while also simming games. And so what I'm going to do is, occasionally, like this one, we'll play the whole game out, right? So I wanted to do that with the season opener, and I think I'll do it with the home opener, which is the next one against the Chicago Bulls. Probably play both of those, make one game the entire episode, but in other episodes, what I'm going to do is simcast the first 3 quarters of games, and then play the 4th quarter of most of the games. If by chance we get to the 4th quarter simcasting, we're down by more than 20 or up by more than 20, I will go ahead and simcast the rest of the game. And so I think that way we'll be able to get through seasons faster, while also still having an effect on the outcome of games and the outcome of our record. I know it skews the stats a little bit because a lot of the stats are simmed, and that drives me nuts, but it's a necessary evil and we'll live with it. You see LaMelo Ball throw it up to PJ Washington on the oop. Nice little play coming down the lane there. And we're up 33-24 on the Pelicans at the end of the first quarter here in this first game. So let's talk about the Charlotte Hornets a little bit. A team that I chose. My brother used to live in Charlotte. I have visited Charlotte once in my lifetime. It was absolutely bloody hotter than hell there. I'm telling you, we played basketball. I was, how old was I then? 22 maybe? 22, maybe 23 years old. Visited Charlotte. We went out on the blacktop in the middle of the noonday sun and played ball. And I'm not even joking. I grew up in Utah where it is dry heat. This heat was absolutely insane, and it was just I don't know. I was soaking wet with sweat because of how humid and hot it was. It was unreal. I've never experienced anything like it. And I've been to a lot of places, but I'm going to honestly say that playing basketball that day in Charlotte was the hottest weather or temperature that I've ever experienced, factoring in the humidity with that. It was unreal. I mean, I can't really explain it to you guys how bad it was. I don't know how I didn't die, to be honest. Probably just because I was young, and you can live through stuff like that when you're young. When you're my age now, I would have died now. But I mean, I would have died now. No question. Not even a doubt in my mind I would have died. So anyway, the Charlotte Hornets, they're a good offensive team. They have a lot of offensive weapons, but one of their major deficiencies is a massive lack of interior defense. I know in this game we're without Cody Zeller. Cody Zeller is starting off the season with a little nagging injury. He should be back shortly. But we had Bismack Biyombo starting at the center. He's not terrible defensively, and Zeller's not terrible either. But outside of those two guys, I mean, Zeller, he's strong, but he doesn't play above the rim as much as some centers do, like say Jared Allen or Rudy Gobert, like getting up over the, just a rim protector. He's strong. He's not really a rim protector. So we're going to, one of our biggest things that we need is a rim protector on defense, maybe a couple of them. And honestly, our lateral quickness with this team is not that great either on the outside. So we need better defense. We can't win just trying to outscore everybody with these guys, because as you can see, we got off to a great start here against New Orleans, and then we hit a few, like, we're going to have some rough spots scoring. That's just the way this game is. You look at that absolutely monstrous dunk by Brandon Ingram going down the lane, and that's what I'm talking about. Cody Martin just can't guard Brandon Ingram. I'm sorry, he doesn't have the size or the quickness. I mean, he's athletic, but he's just undersized. But I mean, not many people match up great with Brandon Ingram either, so that's one thing. But just defensively, we struggle, okay? We struggle defensively. Let's just leave it at that for right now. But offensively, we're not bad. Offensively, we have some weapons. We have a lot of speed, like straight downhill speed. LaMelo Ball, long strides, gets downhill. Terry Rozier, lightning quick downhill. As you see, LaMelo go all the way in for the flush. And we are trailing by 8 at this point, late in the third quarter. 87-79 Pelicans with the lead. LaMelo. We started with Devontae Graham at the point, and I don't think it'll be long before LaMelo is starting there in that position. Maybe we start at some point Terry Rozier at the point guard and LaMelo at the 2, and then we just have a couple of ball handlers, and of course Hayward can bring the ball up as well. So we have some offense, and now this shot right here, looking down the barrel, was Cody Martin. That's not really his forte, hitting threes. I watched Cody Martin play in college several times for Nevada in person when they played Utah State, and him and Caleb, they're pretty athletic. Cody's a little bit stronger, and Caleb is a little bit more athletic. I saw him throw a dunk down over Sam Merrill, who in my opinion is the best college basketball player I've ever seen in person. Sam Merrill, by the way, is. But that's a whole other story. But Caleb Martin threw down one of the nastiest dunks I have ever seen in my life. You should look it up on YouTube. I think you can find it. Look up Caleb Martin dunk on Sam Merrill, something like that. His knees were literally in Sam Merrill's throat. But it was called a charge, so it wasn't officially a dunk. They called a charge. Sam Merrill took it, and there was some... It's sketchy. I obviously thought it was a charge because I'm a Utah State fan, but it could have gone either way, honestly. It was incredible how impressive that dunk was by Caleb Martin. Probably the second best dunk I've seen in person. So we're down here 115-96. We end up losing this game 125-107 to the Pelicans. Used to be the New Orleans Hornets. So we lose to the Pelicans 125-107. Look at the points in the paint. 80 points in the paint. Like I'm telling you, we need some rim protection, and we need to find a way to get people out of the paint. That is going to be our struggle this season. We start off 0-1. Up next, we'll have our home opener against the Chicago Bulls. We'll talk more Charlotte Hornets basketball as we go through that, as well as my opinions and everything else, whatever comes to mind on the NBA and NBA 2K. That's what we'll go over. And I mean, I'm not going to, like, in the series, I'm not going to call play-by-play as much as I can. I'm just going to talk about things that come to my mind and keep my eye on the game, and we'll get the most important points in. But it's going to be a pretty chill series, and we're going to get through it. We're going to talk a lot of basketball, so throw your opinions out in the comments. I will answer, and hope you guys look forward to this series. It should be a good one. And it's just going to be laid back and won't be nearly as in-depth. I won't go way deep into statistics and all that kind of stuff. But we'll go over games and we'll talk some basketball and whatever comes up. It'll be a good series here. It's Mama's Basement Sports Gaming, Charlotte Hornets, my league.